Nice. Michael, first question I suppose for you. What have you noticed has been the dynamic amongst the group this week, especially coming into it off the back of achieving a bit of history last weekend as well?
Well, I think there's a sense of excitement. It's come very quickly. So the seasons go from week to week, and it feels like it was only yesterday that we were in the group stage thinking, it's a long way away in March, we've got the quarterfinal, and before you know it, we're getting the Champions League balls out and the bibs, and we're preparing for a different challenge. So I think there's a sense of excitement, and I think we're prepared really well, and we're looking forward to it tomorrow.
How has the preparation been from a coach's perspective, Michael? Because obviously when you come up against an inter-A-League team, then you've got a lot of footage to work with. People can go and watch the games and stuff like that. So how have you found preparing for this game against Taichung?
Well, the last probably month, my analyst has been doing a lot of preparation, watching and trying to get as many games as possible. They're in their off-season at the moment, so it's been quite difficult to get some recent footage. But the games that they had been playing in their league campaign, plus the Champions League when it was played in August last year, sort of similar team. They've got a couple of new players that we've seen and scouted, especially on Y-Scout individually. And then essentially the same manager, so they're playing similar style. So we're assuming that they'll play the same tomorrow, but we're ready if they throw something different at us. But otherwise, in a preparation sense, for me personally, once we finished the game against Adelaide, then that's when I started watching some film and getting all the clips and starting to collate how we're going to prepare and play against them and how we're going to nullify their strengths. So in a preparation sense, we've been doing on the back end, but for this week, it's been since Monday, we've been focusing on what's ahead tomorrow.
How's the whole process been for you when you sit and reflect going into a game like this? Obviously, it's been a whirlwind first season in charge of City. You're now about to prepare for a Champions League quarter-final. How do you view the season so far, Mike? It must be quite exciting for you.
Definitely. From day one, when I got appointed, obviously I knew that I was coming in on the back of the success they had last year, winning the Premier's Plate. So I knew that we were going to be in the Champions League. And that was one of the targets from management when I did get the job, that we have an opportunity to win the treble this year. And then meeting the players and meeting Rebekah and all the leaders within the team, the sense of belief in the squad before I even stepped foot on the training pitch was, we want to win. There's an opportunity to create history. First time any Australian side can sort of be in the Champions League and actually have a chance to win 3 trophies. So that was very exciting. And it's been an excellent transition for me personally coming into this side with great leadership from management, great leadership in the playing group. And we're doing quite well so far. So hopefully that continues.
Stoi, just from a player's perspective, how have you and the group felt this week? Because naturally, you've got an exciting league campaign going on that you're flying in at the moment, but then you change tact and focus on the Champions League. I dare say the Champions League has been a real kind of exciting distraction for the team this year.
Yeah, 100%. I think excitement is the perfect word. There's a bit of a buzz around the change room, and I think our message has been, let's enjoy this week, and it's something that no one's done before, so let's really enjoy it, and we just can't wait for the game.
Obviously, the team was so dominant in the group stage, in the games that you played. It was very impressive the way that you managed the calibre of opposition that you came up against. Has that left the team feeling that there's a real sense of optimism and belief that you can win this competition?
I think, yes, we've got belief, but we are not taking this game lightly, or any of the next games, hopefully. We know that we're coming up against good opposition, and each step it will get harder and harder. So we definitely believe in ourselves, but we are very aware of the opposition and the threat they pose.
From you obviously leading the side and the way in which the team I suppose what have you seen from the team in the week after the historic win over Adelaide, and kind of how can you use that to galvanise you and push you into this game?
Yeah, 100%. That was a massive win for us, and I think we really needed it at that stage. And so to get that win and to move on to this week in preparation has been really cool and exciting. I think we've had a lot of fun in training, and yeah, there's just such a cool vibe around training, and we're just really enjoying it.
Michael, for a head coach, is just along with his team written the names in the history books in domestic football. Have you taken a moment to kind of reflect on that and what it means for the club, for you, and for the players?
Not really, to be honest. I think we've been given a lot of compliments, but I think as a manager, you're always thinking of what's next. And as soon as you win the game, you're always focused on, the players' recovery, how we can start preparing for the next match. So I think after the season is probably in our downtime when maybe I'll reflect and think we did a good job. But to be unbeaten for 19 games is an amazing achievement, and we're really proud that we've set a new record. But without trophies, it means nothing. So our focus 100% now is on this match. And then obviously after tomorrow, we'll change our focus to get ready for Brisbane on Wednesday.
Actually, Rebekah, you've been in pressure situations like this, all club and country, and you've seen a lot of these girls come through the pathway for the past 10 years. What advice can you give them? This is a big game for them.
Yeah, 100%. I think, I've played for a long time, and I've learnt to deal with that pressure. But I think this squad is very level-headed, and we've come up against pressure situations before. So I have no doubt that the team's capable of dealing with the pressure, and I'm just excited.
Got another question here, just someone sent it through to me. We have to have a winner tomorrow. We could go to extra time, we could go to pens. Have we been practicing?
Yeah, I mean, I was up in the gym yesterday and I was watching a few penalties, so definitely preparing for that. But hopefully we can get the job done in the regular time.
Over to you, James.
Michael, just to take you back on what we were talking about, kind of what game you're anticipating tomorrow, what kind of approach are you expecting from Taichung? And I suppose, are you anticipating that Melbourne City, even though you will want your side to be, are you anticipating that you're going to be the team asking the questions tomorrow?
Look, you never quite know in these situations what they're going to bring to us. We're prepared for what we think they're going to throw at us. But in any football match, in any league match, you never quite know what tactics the opposition team might throw on the day. So I think we're prepared. I think that the game will go where we'll have a lot of the ball. And I think they're very good on transition. I think they have a very solid mid to deep block. They've got some individual quality players that we need to be aware of that can sort of slip some really good passes and break lines through dribbling as well. So we've seen some of their strengths, whether they go out and now they're going to high press when normally they don't in their league matches, and previous Champions League campaign they didn't do that. So answer to your question, I think they'll sort of sit off and wait for the pressing triggers and then maybe counter from there. So how we nullify that is what we've been working on. We sometimes come against that in our league, so we're more than prepared to combat that if that's what gets thrown at us.
Just a final question from me, I suppose an answer from both of you would be brilliant. What's the message to the supporters, obviously, for this game, to how important is it that they come out and maybe if they aren't too familiar with the form in the competition this year, just what does it mean for the club to go deep into this competition?
It's huge. It's going to be such an amazing event, and we're really hoping the public can get behind us and see history be made. This is the first time of the competition, and especially being in Australia, it's a really cool thing to witness. So we're really hoping that everyone gets around us, and yeah, it should be a really fun night.
Yeah, and I think it's an exciting time for women's football. We've all seen the growth of the female game through the Matildas and the success that they've had over the last probably 4 or 5 years. And the game and the league is just expanding and getting bigger and stronger year on year end. I think this is a great initiative from FIFA and Asia to now have a fully blown Champions League for the female game. they've just announced the other week of the Club World Cup in 2028, which would be an excellent thing for the Asian to sort of qualify for that and compete in a world stage. And I think it's called the Champions Cup. The winner of this competition every year will then play against the winner of the Champions Leagues across the globe. So I think women's football is ever growing. It's a great opportunity for us to represent our club, but also Australian football as well. So it should be a good spectacle tomorrow.